Alright, there you go. Alright, guys. I think we're good to go here. Alright. Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are back at it again. 12 hours later. It is just slaying down, and we're back at it again with another stream for you guys. And it's definitely gonna be a different one from my normal streams. You guys usually see me. Did you just wake up? Nah. I've been up since like 8:30, something like that. We've been yo, everybody's going crazy already. Let's go. DK, how you doing, my friend? Yo, we just bounced up to 9. Holy shit. I guess the party never stops, guys, but cheers to that, DK. Today's gonna be a different stream for you guys. Normally you guys see me playing Fortnite, playing Smash Bros, playing Splitgate, playing Pokemon. This channel is more than just that, from what I feel. I want this channel to be more than just playing games. I want it to be a place where people actually want to come in, have a good time, but also know that they are loved, they are cared for, and that this is a place that everybody is 100% appreciated, and you can come here at any time and vent about anything that you're going through. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is mental health is a big part of this channel. So pretty much what I've been doing, this is going to be our second ever mental health stream on the channel since becoming affiliate. And the whole goal of this channel during these mental health streams is not to like play games or try to like laugh and like obviously laugh and stuff, but like kind of move away from like my normal like gameplay and talking shit and like doing push-ups and all that stuff, and just like, you know, sit down with you guys and really talk with you guys about my experiences with mental health, opening it up to you guys about your experiences with mental health, and every month pretty much kind of go over a different topic when it comes to mental health. For those who are aware, the first mental health stream is on my YouTube channel. So if you type !social in the chat, you will get the link to my YouTube channel, which will have the full 2-hour stream, which pretty much answers the question of what mental health meant to me. And we went in depth with it for like about 2 hours and opened it up to all of you guys, talk about your experiences and anything you do to help with your mental health experiences as well. So it's going to be the same concept for this stream. I'll be turning off the music shortly once I kind of go over everything, and then we'll actually just go right into it. For those of you who showed up yesterday, it was freaking insane, guys. Shout out to everybody. Princess Buttercup, good morning. Freaking legends out here, yo. I think like if you have me on Instagram, I put like a story last night, and I am not joking when I said I was a little overwhelmed with the amount of love I was getting last night. We hit 20 people at one point, and I was like, holy fuck, what do I do? But, yo, you guys are literally amazing, and like, last night was probably my best stream out of all time, so 1000% appreciate everybody who right now is in the chat, who was in the chat. Congratulations to all of our winners of the giveaway. I've started reaching out to people. I still gotta continue reaching out to the winners to figure out stuff like shipping addresses and like which gift cards you guys want to choose. So once that's situated, I'll make sure that your stuff gets delivered to you in as quick of a time as possible. So definitely congratulations to those. And for those who did not win, remember, I'm trying to do a giveaway maybe like once a month. Might not be as big as this one, might be bigger than this one. It depends on like how the stream goes and how it keeps growing, you know. So as we kind of get away from the giveaway, I'm trying to keep it more of giveaway, and then the day after is more of like a mental health kind of thing. So kind of keep that kind of factor, because that's what I did last time. That's what I'm doing today, obviously. So that being said, again, congratulations to the winners. Thank you for being subscribers to the channel. Everybody, thank you for being subscribers to the channel. You guys are literally the reason I keep streaming. And I know I say that literally every stream, but like literally, I am very surprised at the growth that I've made on this channel, and it's all because of you guys. Obviously, I do work in the back end to make sure I connect with people and talk to people and have fun with people, but you guys actually chose to come based on that, so thank you. All right. Let me see, what stream announcements do I have? So, stream announcements, pretty much, not really much. I think I'm gonna take off tomorrow, so I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I know I put my stream schedule of Sunday playing Pokemon, but I think from here on out, I think Sundays are gonna be the day I don't stream. So like, I don't want to stream every single day. It's good for me to do it because then, you know, you get like the interactions with people every single day, but I don't want it to drain me. So I'm gonna officially call it, as of right now, Sundays are my days off from streaming. And then you know, Monday through Thursday will be like my 1 hour stream, and then Fridays, Saturdays is like afternoon, evening, that kind of time. So that's kind of like the stream announcements for now. But in terms of tomorrow, I will not be on, so you'll see me after today on Monday afternoon. And yeah, if you're not following me on social media, make sure you are doing so. Type !social in the chat, and you'll get all of the links to my social media accounts. You'll get my link tree, which is pretty much one of those websites where you get all of the links in pretty much one page conveniently for you. You get my Twitch link, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Hover, my merchandise link, my clothing brand link, all that good stuff. So definitely take a look at that, and definitely help out and grow, to help the JLD fam grow as much as you can, even if it's just like a host just saying what's up in the stream, or even going that as far. Yo, what is good, Calvin? Thank you for stopping by, dude. Today we are going over our mental health stream. I appreciate you coming through. I know your stream as well is catered towards mental health, so that definitely appreciate you coming through, man. Definitely means the world. Hell yeah, let's go with the links. Yeah, so for anybody who wants to take a look at my social media links, go ahead and click that link that just showed up, the link tree, and you'll get all the social media accounts that I pretty much manage at this point. So definitely take a look at that. We do have our new Twitter. We have our new Twitter account. I've been like trying to be more active on Twitter. My Facebook account, I put stuff on there, but I don't really think, like, obviously I try to go to as many channels as possible to interact. You ready, bro? How you doing today? I'm doing good, man. I woke up a few hours ago, made some, my girlfriend made amazing breakfast, and I'm ready to take on the day, you know? And just knock it out of the park, get the stream going, and open up the conversation for everybody. And, you know, mental health is a real thing, and we need to really speak on it. And I appreciate the follow, dude, on Twitter. Let me follow you back. Let's freaking go. And then my YouTube, guys. Like I said before, my very first mental health stream is on YouTube. So if you click on that link that Calvin pulled up, you'll get my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure notifications are on for whenever I do put Is she really amazing? Who's really amazing? What? I'm lost. I'm lost, Tiffany. What are you saying? Is she really amazing? LOL, joking, she is. Who are you talking about? Oh, Amanda? Yes, she's amazing. I was like, what the hell? Because the breakfast was like a little bit ago. But yeah, make sure you follow me on YouTube, because that's where I put my streams. That's where I'm gonna start putting my streams and stuff. My first mental health stream is there, like little intro videos there as well. Next week, this will be here as well. I wish been at work since 8 o'clock. You said, yeah, I got it, Tiff. Amanda yelled it out loud too. And like, if you guys have been kind of watching my streams the past few weeks, I've been doing a little like tutorials for you guys, like how to do Streamlabs, how to make channel points, how to do that. I'm gonna eventually put those up as well. So anybody who might have questions about that, either in the JLD fam or in YouTube in general, will be able to take a look at it and pretty much grow their streams as well. My comments are taking too long to pop up for you, like I sent to you, and you don't get it right away. Haha, Amanda. Maybe Wi-Fi or internet, Tiffany? That's probably what it is. That's probably all. Probably is. Merchandise. I'm not really gonna go over my JLD merch right now. It's my mental health streams are more catered towards that rather than like promoting my merchandise. But if you do want to take a look, type !merch in the chat and you'll get the link to the JLD hoodie you usually see me wear and the mug that's behind me. But yeah, if you know somebody who is going through something and wants to hear this stream right now, definitely let them know about the channel. Share the link and let them know to come through. Everybody's welcome here. Yo, Pexter, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you coming through. Well, I'll make sure your coffee mug gets shipped out to you. I know you are out of the house right now. You're like going to a wedding, I think you said. So let me know when you would want me to order it. I don't want to like get into a situation where you're not home, you know, and then it just arrives there, you know. So let me know if like you'd rather me order it now or wait. You back Monday night? Okay, so then I'll just wait till Monday. I'll order it for you Monday. The mug. Guys, Pexter was one of our giveaway winners. She won the mug that's behind me, the How emote mug. So she'll be getting that order for her Monday. But yeah, make sure you let them know about the channel. Follow, subscribe if you can. Definitely helps out to be able to continue making these streams and giveaways, and just drives me to continue giving you these kind of events, you know, like mental health streams. Like obviously I could be playing Call of Duty right now, I could be playing Fortnite, but I feel like this channel deserves more than just video games. I think the people who watch me deserve to get also stuff that'll help them out as well, not just like getting a rush out of me getting a dub on Fortnite. So that's why I do want to put mental health in this stream, and mental health is a big thing for me. So that being said, make sure you spread the word, you know. That's just way to go. I did remove, just for today's stream, the channel points, just because I want it to be like a serious conversation where we speak about mental health and all that. So like the only channel points you should see today are hydrate with water, not the White Claws. And that's not because I don't want to drink. I just think this is like more of a serious conversation to have rather than like just chugging White Claws, you know? Mental health in my workplace was heavily neglected. Exactly, and we're gonna go over that shortly. 1000%. I feel you, man. It's like the push-ups and stuff. Those will be back up for Monday. So don't worry, they're not gone forever. I just took it off for this stream just to kind of keep it in the same topic, you know? So before I go over and we start this conversation, I know I've been talking forever. I tend to... Yeah, we drink later. Tiffany, I have the White Claws from yesterday that came from DoorDash. I don't know if you saw, I actually did order the White Claws using some of the donation money for the next weekend. So yeah, before I go over and start this conversation, for those who don't know, I own a clothing brand. This is what I'm gonna, instead of advertising my merch today, my JLD merch, I'm gonna advertise this real quick, because this actually gives me more of a good feeling. I own a clothing brand called Upliftwear, for those who don't know. And this is the pretty much, oh shit, bring them. I'll buy Travis Scott drinks. We'll talk about it after stream, yeah. I think you're picking us up at 3, right? Or something like that. So I own a clothing brand called Upliftwear. I've always wanted to make a clothing brand. I've always been into like streetwear and clothing and fashion and stuff like that. However, I didn't want to be the like you're another Hollister or another Aeropostale. I'm gonna turn off the music now. I didn't want to become like the next Aeropostale or Hollister or Superdry or whatever clothing brand you guys wear, because at the end of the day, those clothing brands are just there to make you look good, and that's it. And then 6 months later, the clothes kind of just hang out in the drawer, and that's how it usually is for most clothing. You end up buying more anyway, either buying their newest like clothing line, like newest designer collection, or you look at another brand and you think, oh, this looks fire, let me buy it. So I've always wanted to do that, but I didn't want to be just like them. So Upliftwear is pretty much my clothing brand where I promote mental health and opening up the conversation about it, because we don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. And I've said this many different times, many different streams, and just overall in life. You don't know what people are going through in life. So if I could help people through my clothing, that would mean the world to me. 10% of all sales from my clothing brand go towards mental health organizations throughout the United States. Organizations like the Trevor Project, Jed Foundation, Mental Health America, and more. I haven't really donated too much because, like, you know, I'm still a small company, so it's not like we're getting thousands of dollars in sales. So overall, we've made a little over $180 that we've donated to like about 7 mental health organizations. Yo, what's going on, Camp? I appreciate you coming through, man. Just talking over some mental health for the stream. Hope you're doing good, man. And you know, I've hired people like on Fiverr to make the designs, and I've even made a lot of the designs myself. The logo was something I made myself, and I just feel like I want it to be something that people can wear and know that they're not alone in their struggles in life. So for those who don't know, that is me. That is Upliftwear. If you want to know more about Upliftwear and about the mission about it, if you want to see some of the clothing, we got hoodies, shirts, sweatpants, shorts, hats, accessories, all that good stuff. Definitely type !uplift in the chat, and you'll get the website link if you want to take a look. Again, 10% off. 10% is taken and donated to mental health organizations throughout the U.S. If you are a subscriber of the channel, if you send me your email, I can give you a 20% off coupon, and I'll make sure that you get a discount as well on top of the sale being donated as well. So that is Upliftwear for you. You can go to upliftwear.com and you'll get my website. All right, so music's off. And make sure no one's texting me and stuff. I'm very OCD with my phone, by the way. Like when it comes to like the notifications and stuff. Like you ever see your parents like with their notifications and they got like 50,000 like Candy Crush, Farmville, fucking like ridiculous ass notifications that just make no sense. Why do you still have them there? And you just want them to clear them out so it's like simple and easy. If I see one notification, I will make sure I either have to look at it or swipe it. So that's just how I am right now with my phone. Yeah, exactly. That's my mom too. My mom, it's just like and my dad too. I look at their phone and I'm like, yo, clear your notifications. And it's like stupid stuff. It's not even like emails, and it's like games. Like, oh, you got 10 coins left. Oh, you got freaking upgrade to pro for Words with Friends. Like all that kind of stuff. It's hilarious. But yo, what's going on, Christian? I appreciate you coming through, man. Let's freaking go. All right. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about mental health in the workplace. Yo, seriously, it's like I don't know how our parents do it with these notifications. It's wild. So today we are talking about mental health in the workplace. Last time we spoke on mental health, it was what mental health meant to me. This time we're going to be a little more specific in that. Ooh, organizational industrial psychology. That's a good one. That's a nice one. Let's go, man. I like to see it. I like to see the conversation. So we're going to be talking about that. It's a little more specific to what I was speaking on last stream that we had, the mental health conversation. And I feel like it hits home because like these past few years, I've dealt with a lot of that when it comes to work and pretty much struggling to figure out like what I want out of a career while also making sure I'm happy in that career. And not just like selling myself out because, oh, the money's right. So those are kind of things I'm going to be going over with you guys today. Just as a disclaimer, I'm going to say this disclaimer every single time I have a mental health stream. Topics in this stream are going to include things like anxiety, depression, might even include suicide if it comes up in the chat, or any other mental illness that might come arise as we have this conversation with everybody here. So if it is something that you aren't comfortable kind of like reading, or it's something that might trigger you, I totally understand if you have to leave the stream. No hard feelings at all. I don't care about the viewers. Obviously, I mean, not the viewers, the views, sorry. I don't care about the views. I care about you guys. I fucking care about you guys. I would just use a precaution, put TW in the... What's TW? But yeah, it could be one person in here, or it could be 10 people in here. I just want at least one person to know that they're okay and they're not alone in this situation. So with that being said, feel free to encourage in the trigger warning. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that right now. That's smart. Thank you for that. Let's do that real quick. Done. Got you. Let's freaking go. We got Calvin with the spamming emails. Let's see. All right, but yeah, like I was saying, it's about the message. But guys, feel free to talk in the chat, talk about your experiences. If you have any kind of stories you want to tell as I'm speaking, don't feel like you're interrupting me. Don't feel like you have to wait for me to finish before you can type, oh, this is something that happened with me in the workplace or in general overall. Don't even think you have to just talk about the workplace. If you have something that you want to get off your mind that relates to mental health, feel free to do so. Feel free to put in the chat. We can talk about it. Obviously, if you're comfortable talking about it. I don't want people to feel forced to speak on something they don't want to speak on. So, of course, if you don't feel comfortable saying something, it's fine. No problem. I understand. But if you want to share your story, that's what this channel is about. It's about allowing you to understand that it's okay to speak on your struggles and your experiences, and that you're not alone. A lot of people think they're pretty much alone, and that their situation is uncommon. But you'll tend to realize a lot of people are actually going through the same thing you are. And when people communicate about it to one another, it's easier to combat. And that's pretty much why I say, the chat is very important, and I want people to interact with one another in that. So this is all about you guys today, and me venting about things that I did, and my experiences and what I do to help out. So like I said, make sure you talk about your experiences in the chat if you feel comfortable with it, workplace as a whole, and ask me any questions. It's one of the tags here is AMA. So if you have any questions about anything I've done to help deal with mental health or just overall, feel free to do so. I have no problem doing so. And please remember, guys, you're not alone. There's a lot of people, probably people you know closest, that are going through shit you probably don't even know about. And I want them to be able to be open about those kind of things, so that way resolutions can be created and feelings can be made to feel better. So if somebody you know is going through something, let them know about the channel. Let them know that the stream is happening live right now. I want people to be able to understand that, look, I'm not the only one going through this, and I have somebody or some place that I can go to communicate my feelings. There's a lot of apps out there now. So obviously there's therapy for people who feel like they need to go, but now there's apps out there where you can actually text a licensed therapist and talk about what you're feeling, whether you're stressed or have anxiety or feelings of depression. Those kind of things are very accessible from our fingertips now, from our phones. We've gone a very long way with technology, so to the point where we can even do these things anonymously. Obviously, being anonymous is up to the person, but even if we don't want to, it's there. We have many different channels of being able to vent, but the problem is people are too scared to, because of the stigma going around with mental health, where it's just, it's all in your head. It's something where, just stop thinking about it. It's not as big as you think. For service members, check out One Source and De-Stress. Great resources there. Let me write that down, because I'm open to you guys too. So if you guys have resources that are good, then I want to listen. I want to hear them as well. One Source and De-Stress. And DK, these are resources to help out with veterans and service members. Is that what that is? For venting or communicating when you're going through? Okay, that's awesome. That's actually really good. I'm happy they have those platforms. The question is it a good, are they good platforms? Do they lack anything? Any features that they could improve on? I'm not really familiar with that in terms of that sector, Okay, so pretty much everything that I talk about on the stream and going forward today is pretty much based on my experience and viewpoints. So if I speak on something that might either be incorrect or is something that you might have an opinion on, feel free to object in the chat. I encourage conversation, as well as people explaining like their feelings about maybe how I feel or if there's something I could be doing differently to help out. So, all right. That being said, let's get started, guys. And again, spam the chat. If you have anything that you want to add to it, I encourage participation, because this isn't just for me. This is for you guys, because you guys are the reason I continue to do this. All right. So I'm going to just start off by introducing myself. So I did this in the last stream. So if you know me personally, or if you saw the last stream, then you kind of know already who I am and all that. But for those who don't know, who are new to the stream, my name is Julian. And I am a 28-year-old guy from New York City. And I deal with anxiety and depression sometimes. I wouldn't say all the time. However, a lot of times I do feel like the mood of the day does determine whether or not I feel like I'm in a depressive state. I work in IT. I fix computers for a living. And I've lived in Queens, New York for about 2 years now. Before then, I lived in East Harlem, New York with my parents for pretty much all my life. So for the past 2 years, I've been in Queens. My girlfriend and I live together. But yeah, so that's pretty much my introduction. Feel free to do any AMAs if you want to know a little more about me. You guys already know me as JustLayingDown or JMar or Jules or whatever. But like, I encourage people, if you want to know more about me, I'm pretty much an open book on that. It's just understanding what you guys want to know, you know. But to speak on my job overall, so I work in IT, like I said just now. I pretty much deal with people, from people who don't know what the hell an email is, to people who are technologically savvy, to people who don't know what the hell a computer even looks like. And on top of that, you deal with management that just wants, and just doesn't give a shit about like their lowest tier workers. De-stress is a peer-to-peer line where Marines can anonymously talk to another Marine about their struggles. Military one sources of that covers. Okay, that's actually really good. Is that government funded, or is that privately? Is that a private company? That's really good to have. That's amazing that's actually a thing, and that should be that should be not even just for Marines. That should be like available for everybody. But I definitely understand the being specific towards like military members, because you know PTSD is a real problem in this country. The government tends to recruit because recruiting is another business. I'm going to get into recruiting a little later, and I'm not just talking about military. I'm talking about in job space altogether. It's just a business measure, but you're basically being sold to the government. Obviously, people are proud to serve their country, 1,000%, and that is amazing. But the problem is when military members do go through traumatic stuff, either overseas or homeland, it seems as if the government kind of turns their back on veterans. You know what I mean? And that's just not cool, man. Like, these are people who are serving for the country, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, good luck, man. It's messed up. And like, stuff like de-stress is definitely a way that I hope in the future it continues to allow military members to prosper. So, like I said before, pretty much from my experience in IT, it seems to be the same no matter where you go. And I'm sure it's for other like industries too, like finance and like sales and things like that. But we all pretty much know managers end up wanting, like, they just need a body count when it comes to people. And it ends up getting trickled down to the end user to the point where they feel overworked. And I'll go over a few of my jobs from all the way back, maybe like 5-6 years ago up to now. But it's insane, man. When people get their first jobs, like in their industry, they think they're gonna like do well and stuff, and they will, It's just the problem of appreciation and work life, being able to live off of whatever they're offering you, and just overall content with who you communicate with on a daily basis. So, I'll start off with 2016. These are going to be my past 2 jobs and my current one. My first job back in 2016 in my field in IT. Well, I'm not going to name what the company is, but I'll just say it's a grocery delivery company. I worked nights for about 9 months out of the year that I worked there. I worked nights from midnight to 8 a.m. And let me tell you, if you have to work nights, more power to you. But if you can get away from it as much as you can, do it. Working nights, it might seem nice because, you can just sleep during the day and get stuff during the day done. It messes with your body very bad. It got to the point where I was getting frequent headaches. I was just lazy. I pretty much was eating bad all the time. Luckily, I have a great support system from my family and my girlfriend. But just mentally, it was slowly starting to drive me insane. Kenshiro S13, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you coming through. It was literally driving me insane to the point where I didn't really know if I was ever going to leave the place because, one, it was my first job out of college. I didn't think anybody would take me because I didn't have the IT experience anywhere else. 2, the false hope that eventually you'll get moved to the day shift if you work hard enough. And this goes back to what I just said before. They just need bodies. If the bodies that are working the day shift aren't leaving, you could work your ass off as much as you can. That just makes you a valuable asset for the nighttime. That's all it does. It doesn't make you valuable to move over to the day shift. Why would they move somebody who's valuable to another zone or another shift if the night shift is doing well because of you? You know what I mean? Absolutely. It pretty much turned me into a vampire. At one point, my days off were Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday going into Thursday, midnight, I was up at least once or twice a week for 24 hours straight. And I was younger at the time, so my body was able to handle it. But if I tried to work that right now, I wouldn't survive. I would have had to quit because it was that bad. It was just the fact that it was the only place that took me without the IT experience until I finally was able to get out. So overall, not even, and then it wasn't even just the whole night thing. That's most of why I left. If I told you how hard I fought for an 8 to 4 shift, I ended up getting promoted to another location because my boss was playing games. Exactly. That's luckily at your job you could probably there's multiple locations at your job, but at my place when I was there, that was the only place. There was no way to kind of change it because there were already bodies covering the day shift and the afternoon shift. I was even okay with the afternoon shift, which was a 1 to 9 shift, but they had enough people already. So the night shift was always the one with the most turnover because people don't want to do it. People get tired. People physically can't do it. There was times where I was falling asleep because of that. I was literally in the back just falling out, and people had to wake me up because I was dozing off. It was bad. And then what comes with that is Red Bull. Red Bull's the worst fucking thing you could put in your body, just like Monster. It works, but your body isn't meant for all that taurine and shit. It's not. People drink it during the day and people need it to wake up, but no. Night shift, that's the problem with this world now. Night shift is a thing. Obviously, there's a lot more behind the scenes that we'll never know about, the economy that requires things like night shift to keep production of e-commerce going, but still. My sleep is perma messed up due to my first 4 years in. My dad was in the military, and I'm sure, and he worked nights for years in his place now. I don't know how he fucking did it, but it's just not good, man. It's not healthy for you. And then on top of that, so it's not even just the night shift. Obviously, that was the reason I left, but it's not even just that. It's the stress from management. It's the expectation of more work because you are doing so well. So obviously, if you're a good employee, management's going to see that and be like, yeah, good job, clap up, pat on the back, you know? But at the same time, because they see you're doing stuff so easy that other people don't like to do, they're going to expect more from you on top of what you're already doing normally. So it kind of becomes the norm that you get piled on with stuff to do in terms of projects, tasks to do, day-to-day operations. One of my responsibilities there was troubleshooting some of the devices that people wore on their wrists and like sending them out for repair and like repairing them and stuff like that. On top of that, adding like people walking up to the window saying, oh, this computer isn't working, can you come check it out? And then pretty much freaking out if it doesn't work. Longest I was awake for about 60 hours. Jesus freaking Christ, man. The most I've probably been up is about 36 hours. That's probably the longest I've ever been up. When it comes to the military, I'm sure it's definitely higher for you. I know for like the first 3 months with recruiting, it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Hell Week, from what I understand. Like you spend like a few days out in the like just up and about, kind of to simulate combat if you were out and deployed, if that's what it is. I know they make you like stay up the entire time, or like you take like an hour nap out of like the whole like 5 days, 6 days, or whatever it is. Oh no, it is legally mandated you have to get like 8 hours of sleep in recruit training. Oh, okay. So that's basically law, because people could just drop dead without the sleep. That's literally how it is. People can drop dead if they don't have sleep, because their body's just pumping and pumping and pumping until the heart just gives up. It's insane like that. So being up in the middle of the night every single day, on top of getting hit with projects, getting hit with like, oh, can you do this and that, and then on top of that, if a day shift person did not arrive, you were probably going to stay for another few hours. Now, the job was hourly, so it's like, fuck it, I'll get the money. I get the money anyway, overtime. But who cares about the money when you're going fucking insane in the head? Because you've been up now for like probably another extra 4 hours. And then all you're thinking about when you hit 7:55 is, oh man, I can't wait to get home. I don't want to deal with my manager. I don't want to deal with no projects. I don't want to deal with people coming in and asking about their computers. I just want to go home. Nah, you got to stay for another 4 hours because so-and-so didn't make it. And then it's just like a big letdown, because you wish that management would just have like the coverage for that. But at the end of the day, businesses are just trying to save money and make enough. I've never worked hard. I've never worked those kind of hours before. That just sounds so rough. Yeah, so night shift is good. No, I take that back. Reverse that. A lot of people see night shift as good. And the reason for that is because they think that because they stay up in the middle of the night on their phones watching Netflix, that, oh yeah, instead of just being up all night, I'll just work. And then during the day, I already sleep through the afternoon. It's like, I'll be fine. And then I get to hang out during the day before I go to work at night. Your body's not used to that. Your body was not meant to work in the night. The whole point of the night time is for your serotonin. Melatonin. Let me make sure, because I be getting freaking hormones incorrect. Yeah, melatonin. Melatonin is naturally given to your body at nighttime. If you fight that in the nighttime, you're fucking up your body. At least I've done this like 11 p.m. I've always worked food service. Got you. Yeah, and I mean, even for like normal day workers, like even 11 o'clock could be the latest someone hangs out, like goes to work, and then afterwards goes home or goes out at night, you know. Queen Sita, I appreciate you coming through. Hope you're having a great day as well. Hope you're having a great Saturday and had a great Friday. Just going over some mental health stuff in the workplace. So anyway, this is why when it gets to wintertime and sunlight is less, you see a lot of people start struggling because of leaving when it's dark. Exactly. Melatonin levels are meant to go up in the nighttime and decrease in the daytime. If you're reversing that, you're fucking up your body. So obviously the world needs to keep going and people need to cover work, but I have some mental issues right now, but not workplace related. Feel free to share that if you want, Kenshiro. Or let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right as well. I appreciate the follow. Oh shit. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm really sorry. My condolences for that. I appreciate the follow from both of you also. You guys are freaking awesome. My sincere condolences for that, man. I cannot imagine what you are dealing with that. If that was Amanda or a family member, I probably wouldn't even want to live. Obviously, that's probably like a little too far of an extent for me, but like, much respect for you for staying strong, man. 1000%. And just know, man, that whatever happened on Saturday, but yesterday I was informed of some information on the matter. That's just breaking me down to hear. Yeah, man, like DK said, we're here to hear. Go vent, man. Just vent. Do what you got to do, man. You could pay for apps like BetterHelp and other applications and pay $300 a month, or you can come here and, you know, come to the JLD fam where everybody's here to listen, here to be there for you, and show love, you know? Like, we're here for you, man. My condolences on that, and I hope that whatever information that was found is either beneficial to you to help out, or definitely maybe hopefully put some peace at mind when it comes to that situation, because that's a very horrible situation. I can only imagine what you're feeling right now. And the problem with this world is people tend to see see stories like Kenshiro's and try to brush it off, like, oh no, you have it easy, like, oh, that's nothing, or like, oh, like, I've had it worse. You know what I mean? There's no competition when it comes to mental health. And that's what I'm trying to bring with this channel. Like, exactly. Let's see. I really do appreciate it. It was information I've been trying to dig up because I thought it would bring me peace, but it gave me... Absolutely. If you ever need to talk, like, if you have, like, I know you just followed me right now on Twitch. Feel free to whisper. I don't know if you came from any Discords in particular, because I tend to advertise my link on a ton of Discords. If you came from one of those, feel free to DM me on Discord. If you just want to talk, man, don't just think that, oh, I'm having a mental health stream once a month, that this is the only time you can speak. My DMs are open, man. So you ever need to talk, I've never seen you in my chat before, but that doesn't mean you're not worth talking to. You know, everybody to me is like valuable. Exactly, Queen Saida. I think it's Saida, right? Or is it Sita? You're not alone. Reach out. Absolutely. Got you. Did you find me on Twitter or Discord, or like, how did you find me, if you don't mind me asking? I've been advertising like crazy a lot on like Twitch search. Oh, okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. A lot of people actually don't come from Twitch, but it's interesting when people do find like the mental health tag. It's a really good tag for discoverability. Twitch's discoverability sucks, but I'm happy you found the channel, man. And well, you're definitely welcome here 1000% of the time. And oh, okay, that's awesome. I gotta follow you back also after the stream as well. And Queen Saida, to answer your question, what do I normally stream? I'm usually playing Smash Bros. I'm usually playing Splitgate, and then on Fridays I play Fortnite with my subscribers. We do squads together. Sometimes I'll play Pokemon, but I think I'm probably gonna be in the process of getting rid of it, because I've kind of been consistent on my schedule with the other games, so I think eventually that might disappear, but might have some random days where I do play it. But that's usually my schedule. Sundays I'm planning on taking off where I don't stream at all, and then during the weekday I do my thing. Absolutely, 1000%. But this is what I want my channel to be, guys. I don't want it to be just like, oh, playing games, talking shit, doing push-ups, hydrating White Claws like I did yesterday. I want it to be a place where we can all be together, come here as a JLD family, and just support one another. So, Kenshiro, 1000%, you are welcome in here, and my DMs are open if you need to speak. My condolences on the tragic event, and you have a whole team of people here who are willing to comfort you. And Queen Saida also, welcome to the stream, welcome to the JLD fam as well. So pretty much, like I said, management, dealing with projects, and then the night shift. That stuff isn't healthy. So eventually I did end up finding a new job, and this job was probably one of my best places I've worked at in a very long time. I'm not going to name the company. For those who worked with me there, you know what it is. But pretty much what I would consider a tech startup company. So for those who live in New York City, obviously you know a tech startup is one of those quirky places that do all the benefits and perks that are like just wild and insane. So obviously the main reason for it was getting out of the night shift, going back into the day shift. And it actually took my body a month or two after I started the new job to actually get my body back into the routine. Like within that first month, I was still having problems going to sleep during the day. I was having problems. I would stay awake. It was never a problem to like wake up and like work. Like I never like fell asleep on the job at my previous place. But it took a while, and that just goes to show you that your body, when it gets away from toxic environments or feelings, your body goes through withdrawal. It doesn't have to be just cigarettes or like hard drugs. It can be night shift, where your body's finally getting back into the normal rhythm of what it's meant to do. Go to sleep in the night and then wake up in the morning, and then you go to work. And it took a month for my body to get through that. And I was still getting bad headaches. I was still feeling like and it just took a while. So with the night shift job, if you require it, do it. But try not to make it your full time. Try to do it for if you have to, just to make ends meet, but try at the same time to get a day job, because your body will thank you when you have to deal with those things. Yes, like you have to schedule other stuff around it, but oh well. Crap, I gotta go. Gotta make a phone call before break is over. Sorry, I'll get back. Yeah, I appreciate that. Queen Saida, 1000%. Welcome to the fam. Appreciate you coming through. If you don't come back, then have a great rest of your day and weekend as well. I hope to see you again on the stream soon. Yo, what's going on? Old Timer 79, appreciate you coming through. Hope you are having a great day. Hope you're doing well. Just going over mental health in the workplace. Feel free to keep share your stories if you'd like. If you have anything you'd like to add and contribute to the stream, definitely 1000% open for you guys to take a look. So then this job came, and I have to say it's probably one of the best places I ever worked at in my life. Definitely felt more appreciated. My coworkers, we still talk to this day, my coworkers and I, from my previous job. We literally like became a brotherhood, is what I feel like. The perks were insane. Free pizza on Fridays. You get like your refrigerator. You just grab whatever soda or juice you wanted from the fridge. It was restocked every day. You had the ping pong table. You had the game room where you play Smash Bros. That's how I started getting into Smash Bros, by the way, because of my last job. Otherwise, I would never really be playing it like that to this day. And all the good stuff. And then of course the pay was nicer, so that was also an added plus. But to be fair, working night times got me to the point where I didn't even care if I had to take a pay cut to leave the place. I was 1000% ready to leave, even if I had to take a pay cut. It was that bad. But luckily, with some luck, I was able to get a nice pay raise on it. So glad we crossed paths, mental health streamers. Let's go, yeah. I'll check out your channel whenever you're live. I want to definitely take a look at that because like I do these mental health streams once a month, but that don't mean like only wait till then. So I'll definitely check you out. I appreciate you coming in. So yeah, for like the first. So I was there 3 years, pretty much. My last job before my current one. I was there for about 3 years. I say for the first 2.5, no complaints. I literally was happy to be there. I felt appreciated. I got my work done. No issues with like staying late. I always left at the normal time I was supposed to. I was able to go to the gym and then go home, and then the weekends I got to spend time with my girlfriend, and it was perfect. I feel like I had my dream job. The problem came afterwards for the last 6 months where I'll be back on Monday doing a 24-hour stream. All right. Yeah. I'll be. So I work from home, guys. So like I try to watch people's streams whenever I can while I'm working. So if you're going to be on Monday, I'll definitely tune in. I'll make sure I check you out. I'll hit you with a follow after the stream, and just so I know when you're live. But yeah, 1000%. I want to check it out. Have a good one as well. I know. By the way, I say a lot. I have a terrible like way of communicating in terms of presenting. So like I tend to fill a lot of my sentences with ums and likes and pretty muches. I don't care. And if anybody has a problem with that, oh well, you can deal with it. I get anxiety when it comes to presenting. I don't know what it is. I always have to prepare for something before I can actually make it sound good. Like when I present, people are like, "Oh yeah, you did good. You did great. Like you don't look like you're nervous." Yo, trust me. I prepared like for a while to make sure I got it right on the nail to present correctly. Otherwise, if I go impromptu, I'm fucked. I'm basically sounding like a crazy person, or like I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, So those are the things that happen behind the scenes. So yeah, the last 6 months, new management comes, new CIO, and new management pretty much takes over the IT department of where I'm at. And it's not that I didn't feel appreciated. I never really felt like I was not appreciated in the company because they already knew me as somebody who like got my stuff together and always did what I had to do to get through things. But then the problem came where we started feeling overworked. And it wasn't just myself. It was the rest of the team. I started feeling overworked because now the company's just skyrocketing in terms of people that are both coming in, joining the company, and then the amount of work that is needed to support these large amounts of people that are coming in without expanding the team. So I'm used to dealing with employees from around the world, and I think it was about 1,000 people in the company at the time, which is fine. There's like a bunch of us, so we're able to handle the workload, no problem. Increase that to 1,500. Both outsource people that they keep hiring left and right to try and save money, on top of like just regular people that are coming in, as well as new programs that are coming in to like bring in more internships and rotational programs, which is fine. Companies grow all the time. The problem comes when your management doesn't give a shit to give you guys the resources to support that many people because they need to please the CEO who does not want to spend a fucking dime. And that's where the problem lies. It's not that the company's growing too fast. It's that they're not allowing us to support the growth efficiently. That's when feelings of burnout and overworking do come into play. So after a few months into that 6 months, that's when quarantine and coronavirus happened. So now we're working from home. And then what I started noticing was I would never get messages from people outside of working hours to do something urgently. Obviously, you get messages, but I just wait until the next day to respond to them. But now I'm like working from home, like after like during this quarantine time, I'm getting messages to do stuff urgently, like now. And this is like at 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, to like, hey, can you take care of this? And I was upset. And I think that's the final straw that finally said, yo, I need to freaking leave this place. Obviously, there's people who work 12-hour days a week. 12-hour days a day and more. But that's not the way to live. One of the common misconceptions in this world, especially in the United States, is that the number of hours you work determine how hard you're working. No, it doesn't. What determines hard work is setting yourself up for success no matter how long or how short you work, so you can take care of you and your own, your living, your significant other, your family. That's working hard. Working hard isn't, oh, I work 12-hour days. What's your excuse? That's not a flex. That's just you working your ass off for a low amount of money and still struggling. That's not working hard. Yes, you get your overtime and you're wanting to provide for your family. But people who flex it like it's like this big accomplishment, thinking that they're better than other people because they work 12 hours versus a 9 to 5, you're not cool for that. You know what I mean? So like, I'm a big believer that once my job is done for the day, that's it. Don't talk to me no more unless we personally are friends and stuff. But like, if you're my manager and you're trying to reach out to me for something, I will not look at it until the next day. And I pretty much had to learn that during those 6 months, to stop worrying about what they're going to think. The building's not going to burn on fire. The company's not going to go into $0 balance in their bank accounts if I don't respond in the next few hours. And I want you guys to understand that too. Do not ever think that that your job's building is going to burn down and that shit is going to hit the fan if you don't respond or come to somebody's shift. Yes, they will deal with it, but it's like that meme. But did you die though? You have to think that towards the company themselves, not towards the people individually. Like, obviously, you want to help out your coworkers who you like and stuff, and even your manager if you like them. But you got to also remember, like, think about yourself first. Is doing the extra shift and getting the extra money worth you not being able to see your kid's soccer game? Is going in for that extra shift worth not being able to go to the doctor's appointment that you had scheduled 6 months before? Think about yourself first when you do those things. And I had to learn that the hard way. So, kind of lost my train of thought there. Eventually, it kept happening more often and often where like I was being called to do these things. And it got me to the point where I was like, am I the only one on this team that does all this stuff? What is everybody else doing? I feel like I was always the one that got picked to do all these different things. And it was just ridiculous. Like I'll do them. And usually I was the guy that knew everything. So, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because you can help people out and calm the fires. But it's a curse because you're the only one that knows like pretty much a rotated amount of knowledge about a particular subject. So it's like Jesus Christ, I'm the only one doing shit. So that's what eventually led me to leaving, because one, feeling overworked, and it was starting to impede on my life outside of work. Never ever let a job take over your personal life at work. Don't ever let them start calling you, texting you, or requesting stuff from you when it's your time to be home after you've worked a long day of work. When you're sitting on your couch or your bed with your wife, husband, kids, do not let your job tell you, look, we need you for a call, or we need you to do this and that. Because I guarantee you the next morning your job will still be there. They are not going to fire you because you didn't do that one ticket because a laptop was broken, because you waited to do it till the next morning. They are not going to fire you for that. If they fire you after all of the work you've done just for one little incident, then they never give a fuck about you at all. They only wanted you for your body count and your knowledge. They didn't care about you as a person. And that's what I want people to understand. You need to know your worth when it comes to understanding when it's time to leave a job. So I ended up leaving that place after 3 years of working. I'm not going to say where. Again, I'm not going to mention anywhere where I work because just for confidentiality, I don't want people using this as evidence in court. So I just keep it at that. All right, so then on to the next place I work at, which is this is my current job right now. Again, working in IT. I worked in IT my whole life. Well, my whole post-college career life. This is where I pretty much understood, look, don't let people dictate your life outside of work. Don't let employees dictate your life outside of work. Looks like Amazon's arriving today. When you feel stressed at work, walk away. And you know what? I'm gonna go to my next box, which I was going over. Which is ways I deal with experiencing anxiety. Basically for my current job, long story short, I do feel better when it comes to feeling like stress and anxiety. Like I don't feel it as much. However, there are still days where I do feel overworked. There are days where I'll have like a good ass week, and then the next week something is going on with the company where I'm just like panicking about what the hell I should do. And then I even do get those feelings of like, yo, I think I need to leave. I need to and like walk away from this company because I feel like it's not working. It's not working out. But that's pretty much the TLDR on that. And I'm still there to this day. I do have plans to leave. I just don't know when, because the benefits are kind of helping me out right now. But in terms of like work-wise, I do feel like the workload is much better. It's just dealing with management and stuff like that to make sure they're happy, while also making sure I'm happy as well. That's the important part. Make your managers happy with your work, but also make sure you're happy as well. Fuck that. Fuck allowing yourself to be miserable just to please the master, because it's pretty much what they are, your manager. Like holding a fucking plate up while they step on your back, you don't want that. You want to be able to hand it to them while still having pride in what you do, but pretty much ways I deal. So there's like a ton of ways I deal with everything I just spoke about, the night shift, my last job, and my current job. And there's ways I deal with and experience that anxiety. So a lot of the anxiety did come from like the fear of being fired, or the fear of being attacked for not doing my job either correctly or at all, or misinterpreting something and then fucking up to the point where they pretty much look at me like, what the hell are you doing, And it's simple, pretty much what I do, and it's walking away from the situation. If someone's trying to bark at you for something, just don't even give them the light of day to bark at you for anything that you may have fucked up on. Obviously, if you intentionally did something to ruin a job or a project or company, then you're going to have consequences, and that's just how it is. But if you have management coming after you, pretty much trying to overwork you for absolutely no reason other than lack of headcount, fuck them. Don't ever let them dent your mentality where you're doing a great job. I guarantee you, a lot of people who are working right now, a lot of people in this chat who are working full-time or part-time are doing an amazing job at whatever they do. Whether they're in retail, corporate office, military, you're fucking killing it, guys. Don't ever let your managers tell you otherwise. Don't ever let your CIO, CTO, CEO tell you that you're shit. No one's told me I'm shit. I'm just letting you guys know that, just so no one misconstrues that as someone said I'm shit. But take pride in your work, and if somebody doesn't see it, take it somewhere else. That's pretty much how it goes. And if somebody tries to make you do more than what you're pretty much required to do, no. Or see my manager. That's all it is. Don't ever try to be the nice guy. Well, I wouldn't say don't be the nice guy, but don't be too nice to the point where you're taking on too much work than you can handle. Because not only is it like managers and higher ups are like giving you guys extra work, but it's also, don't take the work if you feel like it's going to be overwhelming for you. Some people, it's like the saying when you look at a buffet, you're eating with your eyes and not your stomach. I think that's what it is, or looking. You see all the food in front of you and you're like, oh shit, yo, this is all good and this is mad good. But then when you start eating it, you're like, oh my god, I don't think I could finish all of this. It's the same thing for assignments and projects you may get from your manager. Don't ever try to think, oh yeah, I'll do it, yeah, it seems easy, because then it's probably not going to be easy when you have everything all in front of you. And then the difference between a buffet and your job is your job has due dates. You have to do this in a week. You have to get this done by the end of the day, 3 days, etc. So it's not like you have the whole time to digest everything. So make sure you're taking what you can handle when it comes to your job. Obviously, do a good job, and try to offer your help, but don't take too much, because then it's going to look bad on you, and it's going to look bad on your team when you can't do it. So it is a two-way street. It's not like I'm here blaming the managers and the higher ups, because it's not all their fault. Also, it's a lot of it does come from them, but at the same time, you also have to know when to take say no, and they're just gonna have to take the L and accept it, because there's other people on your team that can also do it. You can even make it a dual effort. 2 people work on it. It doesn't have to be just you. And that's just what I'm trying to give off from this. Is just allow yourself time to not only work, but to enjoy life outside of work. If you take in too much, outside of work is not going to exist. And then there's also what you call the honeymoon phase of the job. And this is one of my bullet points for today's presentation. Pretty much, and I'm saying pretty much again, because I that is one of my big filler words. I don't care. And yes, I present, but there's people who have people who want to complain. Oh, you say a lot. Oh, you say pretty much a lot. Oh, you're a nervous tick. I don't care. It takes balls for me to do this shit. And if people got problems with the way I speak and present, then up yours, man. Not you guys. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you guys for coming through and interacting in the chat. You guys are freaking amazing. But there's people out there that do have a problem with it, and they can go fuck themselves, respectfully. But yeah, the honeymoon phase of your job. It's like, a relationship or a marriage. You get that honeymoon phase in the beginning where everything is amazing and so magical and excellent. Like when you first start dating your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you guys start going on dates every single day. You're like, oh my god, I need to see you again. I can't wait to see you. Oh my god, I love you. We gotta go out. We gotta do this and that. We're going on vacation. All that stuff, It's the same with your job. You see that you're at a new place and you're exploring a bit. You're getting to know. It's the period where you're getting to know a lot of people. It's the period where your managers get to know you and you guys are getting along because you guys don't have anything in common yet or differences in common yet. You're getting to know the company. You're getting to know what your workload is, and you're pretty much getting a feel for the place, the perks. Do you like what they offer? Do they give pizza on Fridays? Do they do casual Friday? Do they do XYZ? All that good stuff. And you have to remember that the honeymoon phase only lasts for a little bit amount of time. It can be anywhere from a week to a year of a honeymoon phase at a given job workplace. But once you start seeing that your work is doing well and that people are noticing, you have to understand, don't let them take advantage of that. They're going to see you as a good worker, and that's an amazing thing. If they see you as a good worker, you're doing everything right. That means there's the possibility of like raises, promotions. Like, this isn't me saying, oh, do a bad job so they don't take advantage of you. Always do the best at what you do. Just be smart enough when it comes to them asking for more. Because they'll be like hungry birds. They see what you're doing, and then they're like, yo, can I get more? And more, and more. Because you know what happens? You may get that nice $1,000 raise, but somebody else, the one above you, is going to get a $3,000 raise because you did good. It's like that picture that you usually see online where the kid sees his boss with the Lamborghini, and he says, yo, nice Lamborghini, man. And the CEO tells the small kid this: if you work hard enough this coming year, I can afford another one. Not him, not the kid, the CEO. So remember, the CEOs are looking out for themselves. They just want the moolah, they want the money. So if they could take advantage of that by telling their direct reports that, hey, tell these guys to do this and this and this. Oh, Julian's doing a good job, make sure he does more of it. Don't let them do that. You helping your CEO get the newest Rolls Royce is not a flex. It just means you help somebody else make money. The whole goal in life is to make yourself successful, not somebody else. You got to know when to say no to things at work. Exactly. You got to know when to say no. And that's what I was saying before. Because if you become a yes man at your job, and this is any job, this ain't just corporate, this is any job in general. It could be retail, it can be an hourly job, salary job, construction, oil rigs. You're going to get stepped on very bad. And that is going to also contribute to the feeling of burnout, overwork, and eventually want to quit, where to the point where it messes with your mental head. And you don't want that. I'm telling you, you don't want that. It's not something that's good for the brain, and that also carries over into the household after work. And the last thing you want is to bring the negativity from work into the household, and then it's just 24/7 stress. You want to be able to go home from work, forget about it, and then spend time with your family and your loved ones. And that is the goal of everybody. Whether you're a regular blue-collar worker, white-collar worker, CEO, rich investor, that's the goal everybody wants. They want to just be able to go home to their family or their loved ones and just spend time with them without worrying about the stress of their business, their job, or worrying about finances. That is the goal. Like your job, no. Well, yeah. Like, love your job, love your spouse. I'm going to say spouse because it can go both ways. I don't believe in that whole happy wife, happy life thing. It's happy spouse, happy house. Because you shouldn't just have to make the wife happy, the husband should be happy as well. But yeah, don't ever let them take advantage of that. And with the honeymoon phase is meant to make people feel like they're happy enough where they will do anything that the managers or higher-ups want them to do, because it makes them feel like they're being appreciated and that they're going to get these nice perks that come with it. When in reality, the managers, higher-ups, and CEOs are just looking to add more cash to their pockets because of your great assets that you have and what you can bring to the company. They don't care that you're going to get a $1,000 raise. That's nothing to them. They make probably 2 or 3 times your salary. You think they give a fuck? No. They'll give you chump change if it means that you get to run away and continue to do work for them. You got to play them like how they play you. If you want to succeed, you got to play them as much as they play you. And I don't say this as like just for managers, like, because I'm sure people on this chat have a good manager that they report to. I'm sure they like their manager. There's people here that might like them. Some people might hate them. But I'm talking from that level up above. So it can be anywhere in between. It doesn't have to be your direct manager who you might have a great relationship with. It could be the person up above. For example, retail stores. Your manager might be cool as hell, puts you on the schedule, gets you on the shifts that you want, and like gives you the days off that you like, because you might be cool with them. You might be best friends outside of work. But that won't be the same for the regional director, the district manager, and all the way up to the CEO of the company. You think they give a shit? You think the CEO of the company gives a shit that you got a $1 raise? Hell no. That $1 raise is one little sacrifice to the $100,000 that they just made because they made a deal with another company to do like a collab. Like, you know how Levi's does like their MLB like collabs to do Yankee shit, or like American Eagle like hangs out with I forgot what fucking companies, whatever. Yeah, they do all that. It's a little price to pay. But it's just to shut you up, so you don't back away from them or try to stand up against them. It's just like, here's some crumbs, have fun, and those crumbs end up helping. But you got to remember the big picture. They don't care. They're making big bucks that you will never see in your life unless you do something about it where you start to play them. You got to play them. But yeah, that kind of goes into like the managers and higher ups section of my conversation. Managers, there's no general term to determine whether your manager is going to be a good one or not. It's just based on experience, how you see the person, how they see you, what they're doing for your team, if they're backing you up, if they're throwing you under the bus. Don't ever let managers throw you under the bus. If you see that as a indicator to walk away, then do it, because there are managers out there that will back their team up and support their team no matter what they got to do. However, there are managers out there that if their reports aren't doing the right thing, they will blame them almost immediately and put your name in their mouth. So please, know when to get away from them. Know when to stand up to your manager. There is nothing wrong with going up to your manager and confronting them about something, because at the end of the day, you're looking out for yourself. Don't ever think that stepping up to your manager means that there's going to be tension and they're going to fire you, because they can't. They can't fire you for stepping up to them unless you're like attacking them. Obviously, they're going to fire you if like you attack them or curse them out. Do it civil. Like, confront them. Like, yo, I heard that you told me, not yo, but like, I heard that you were telling so-and-so that I ruined the project when I'm the one who gave XYZ thing. Why is that? Can you please explain? And then just see what they got to say. If they're going to give you BS, then, like, just keep it silent and walk away. Like, for the jobs that I've mentioned, the managers were all surprised when I left. I didn't mention anything. I'd rather just let them realize that they messed up than stress myself out more trying to argue with them about what the problem is. Because if like for my last job, for example, I could complain to the CIO, yo, you need to hire more people. Like, we're freaking drowning here in work. Like, it's not even fun anymore. They ain't gonna hire people. I could vent out everything and get all my frustration out. They're not gonna change it. So instead of doing that, just leave. It makes it better for you mentally because you don't have that stress coming out. Because obviously, when you're fighting in general with somebody, arguing verbally, you get the anger built up and it starts to explode as you keep fighting. Don't let that happen to you. Just silently kill them. And I don't mean kill them like, oh, actually murder them. Don't ever do that. Silently take your bags and just go. Because I guarantee you they're going to miss you more when you're gone than when you're in person. When you're actually working with them. And when they miss you, they don't miss you. And please know that. They don't miss you. They miss your work ethic. They miss everything that you did for the company. They don't miss you as the person. Now, I can't speak on everybody, but from a higher up standpoint where CIOs and CTOs and CEOs have hundreds of employees, they're not going to miss one particular person at all. The show must go on. And that's just like a tough pill that people need to understand and swallow, is that when they say they miss you or they're going to miss you, they're missing your work ethic and your job functionality. They're not missing you as a person, your personality, the way you made them laugh the other week. So just keep that in mind and understand that your self-worth is more important than them getting their job done in a ridiculous deadline. So understand that as many times as you can. If you have to repeat it, 1000% do so. Everybody in the chat, make sure you conversate also. If you have any workplace like stories you may have, I'm 1000% open to hearing it and speaking on it. Like, I have my agenda here, but at the same time, don't ever think that's all I'm speaking on. Like, I want to be interrupted by you guys. Don't ever think you have to be wait for me to stop speaking or wait for the end to say any questions. You know what I mean? Just like feel free to talk. You know, this is a all inclusive conversation. This ain't just a JLD conversation. And then the same for fellow coworkers. So obviously your fellow coworkers are one of the main reasons you end up missing a job. You miss the coworkers, not the work itself. Nobody's gonna miss work. If I retired right now, you think I'm gonna miss doing laptops for people and fixing people's email addresses? Hell no. I'm gonna just miss the people that are there. That's just everywhere. It's not just like the job. But make sure you get close with coworkers who want to see you succeed. Don't ever try to go out of your way to please coworkers that either may not like you or think you're doing a shitty job. Don't try to work yourself hard enough to trying to please people that are not going to be pleased. So and it's with life overall too. Surround yourself with people who are who want to see you succeed. Don't surround yourself with people who are always talking shit or always just trying to put everybody down. It's just not good for the mind, and it's honestly petty. Like, dude, we get it. You don't like the person that sits over there by finance. We get it. You think the other person in sales is a douchebag, but like, that's not the way to go. You gotta surround yourself with people who are just uplifting, and just care about your success. Obviously, their success matters to them too, but like, they just have that genuine feeling of wanting to see you succeed as well, and that's what I want from everybody in this chat as well. There's a lot of streamers in this chat. Queen Saida does mental health streams. I didn't even know that. She mentioned it. This is her first time on the stream. Like, I'm gonna go check that out because mental health is a big thing for me. There's Old Timer who came through for the first time as well. We have Kenshiro who joined earlier as well. Like, well, everybody here, like, there's people out there that you don't even know, like, either what they're going through or like the talents they have. Like, you just don't know. So surrounding yourself with people that just want to see you grow, like everybody in this chat. Like, the Just Laying Down stream has just been insane because you guys support me and I try to support you guys as much as I can. Joining the stream and just showing endless love, guys. That's what it's all about. If there was more love in this world, then it would be a much better place than it is. But the world seems to revolve around differences in people rather than trying to figure out what everybody has in common. That's a big problem in this world. One of the biggest lies that I've said this before, and I've said it a lot in my head. One of the biggest lies that you're taught as a kid in school. Hear me out on this one. One of the biggest lies you'll ever hear in school, in the news, maybe even from your family, is that one day there will be world peace. I do not agree that there will ever be world peace in this world. They advertise world peace as this place where there's no wars, there's no racism, there's no sexism, there's no homophobia, there's none of this. That's not going to happen. The world is very binary in terms of differences they have. There's people who agree with certain things, and there's people who disagree on certain things, and vice versa. There is no way there's going to be a world where everybody 100% agrees on the same exact thing and will continue to do so for the eternity of time. It is just impossible. And that's just a sad truth. It's not something where I'm saying that like, oh, okay, but it's just something we have to understand. So there are going to be differences when it comes to the workplace as well. There's going to be people who don't like you at work. because you're good at your job, or there's going to be people who don't like you because you're not doing well. Damn, no one told me that when growing up, but yeah, I agree with you. No one told me that. Well, not that people told me that. Like, you just see it in the media. Like, I guess as a kid, I was born in the 90s, so, like, there wasn't really anything happening in terms of war and, like, debates. Like, the biggest fucking thing happening was Bill Clinton's scandal at the time, I guess. So, like, it was a more calm time than it was today. So, like, you know, children's books and, like, textbooks are, like, you know, they just try to convey the fact that one day everything will be normal again. And unfortunately, that's just not how it is. And I hope one day in the future it could be like that, but at least in our lifetime, we'll all be gone by then. It would have to be a very interesting time for that to happen. Check my text real quick. Oh. Also, Calvin, I don't know if you're in the chat. I appreciate your follow on Hover. Freaking man, dude. Just clearing out my notifications. 90s were chill, man. Such a different time. But yeah. Determine which coworkers are worth being close with, and those who are opposite of you that are like negativity or bring gossip into the workplace, just keep them aside. Don't ever try your hardest to try and befriend everybody in this world, because you're going to be highly disappointed when people don't like you for some stupid reason. Like, oh, your hoodie was bleached, or oh, your hairline was off, or some stupid shit. You know, there's always something that somebody has to find negative about you. Yo, Fuzzy Forever, thank you so much for coming through. How are you doing today? Hope you had a great Friday and having a great Saturday. We're just going over mental health in the workplace. Feel free to share if you have any stories about your experience with mental health overall or in work, dealing with managers, coworkers, or just knowing your self-worth while working at a job that you may or may not like, you know? But feel free to open up and share your stories if you'd like. If you have to lurk, no problem. Definitely love to see you in the chat. All right. So now the next thing pretty much is, what time are we at now? We're at an hour 30. I'll try to speed through a little bit of the stuff. I don't want to be too much on stuff, but let me know if I'm going either too fast or too slow. If you're kind of like just get it over with already, let me know in the chat and I'll speed up. Very awesome. Always nice to see people spread that acknowledgement of mental. It's not talked about enough, man. I feel like even with me talking, sometimes there needs to be more. The conversation needs to be exposed more, because it's stigmatized too much of like, oh, it's all in your head and you just need to just man up and deal with it. That's not healthy, man. And like, that's why I did this channel. That's why Uplift Wear is my clothing brand. That's why I try to make everything about giving back to people. This is why I do giveaways, because I like to give back to those that help me out. And I do it because I genuinely feel that way, not because it's what someone else is doing on Twitch or it's just like, oh, I want people to come in for the views or free money, you know? I do it because I'm literally thankful for the people that are coming every single freaking day. And like, that helps me out with my mental health, knowing that people actually support what I'm doing with this. And to see people rallying up and seeing like, oh, Uplift Wear, that's fire. Yo, let me see what you got in the merch site, you know? Or, yo, I'm really happy you're doing this mental health stream. It means a lot, man, that like people actually are saying that this is good stuff, you know? Like, I would love to do these more often. I just don't have the time to do them very often. So that's why I do it once a month. But thank you guys, you know? It means a lot. But yeah, so if you're ever in a job where you're thinking about leaving, first of all, the first red flag you will get when you think about leaving your job is thinking about leaving your job. You wouldn't want to leave your job if you were happy there. But if you start thinking about leaving your job, then obviously there's something wrong. That should be the very first red flag that you have when it comes to working wherever you work. One of the big things that I noticed was when you actually hate your job, like, you know, like, obviously people don't want to go to work. People hate working. People don't want to get up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and go take the train or car to their job. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to stay home and spend time with their loved ones, hang out, watch TV, play video games, do whatever. But that's just not how it is, and that's life. We just have to work. However, when you actually start to legit hate your job is when you start to dread the nights before work. And that could be like Monday into Tuesday or Sunday into Monday. You could have a nice ass weekend and then Sunday night get into bed and be literally depressed because you have to go into a job that you highly dislike, whether it's because your manager treats you like shit, the work is too much, you're scared about something that is going on, an event, or you just overall get anxiety about work overall. If that is what happens to you every single time you go to bed, then it is time to start thinking about leaving, because that is not healthy for you. Your brain does not like processing that much thought and overthinking at one time. And it's scary because then you start to think, oh, like the fear is basically you're going to get fired. Like, straight up, like, the reason people get anxiety and work at work and stuff is because they're going to get fired. They think they're going to get fired for it. And then it goes even further than that. It's not even just, oh, get fired. Because then after the actual firing happens, then what? You're home. What happens when you're home and you don't have a job? You run out of money. So you start thinking about those things. And this is stuff I think about too sometimes. Whenever I'm scared or like dealing with work that like I'm like, oh my God, what if I get fired? It goes farther than just, oh, I'm going to get fired. It goes into like, oh shit, how am I going to pay for bills? Yo, Big Honk with the hose. Let's go, dude. How you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Yo, happy birthday to your brother, man. To Lord Vader. I put it in the Discord, but wanted to say happy birthday to your brother. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. If you hate your job to the point where you actually dread it and don't want to actually go in because you're scared for your life, it's not healthy. It goes farther than just getting fired. It goes into, how do I pay my bills? How do I pay for rent? And then you start thinking all the way up to, because basically you're scared of getting fired because you don't want your life to change to the point where you're down very bad, to the point where like stuff like homelessness comes into play because you're running paycheck to paycheck. Luckily, I'm in a situation where if I got fired today, I would be okay for a while. However, I don't want that because I want my finances to be in place for future occurrences. If one day I have children, when I do get married one day, all that stuff. You know, I want that money there so I can have those nice things and be able to support my family. I don't want to have to dip into that because I got fired. So just because I have the funds doesn't mean I want to use the funds to have like a 6-month vacation. And then like, what if I run? But not everybody is like me. People work paycheck to paycheck every single day. Like, they pay their rent and then their balance is down to zero, and then they gotta buy food for their kids with their credit cards. And that's how credit card debt and financial debt overall happens. It's just the lack of funds that you need to survive. And that's why there's a lot of people fighting for higher minimum wages or a living wage to equate to the cost of living that happens in this world. Places like New York are very expensive to live in. So like, it seems like the minimum wage does absolutely nothing. And then even when you do get a decent paying job, your hours suck. So it's like, what, you can't really get it. I'm lucky to be in a situation where I can do it, but not everybody else has that opportunity. You know, I'm chilling, bro, here at work. Thank you. How are you and stream going? We're going good, man. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about mental health in the workplace. I know your brother wanted to also see it because he was in my stream, like, I think a week or two ago, and he said he wanted to check it out. So definitely let him know it's live. I don't know if I think he's following the channel. Or if he's working right now, whichever one. All good. But yeah, so even like when it gets to that point where you start getting anxiety about those things, it's time to go. It's time to start debating on whether it's time for you to look for a new job that's going to value you more, or just walk out and quit and do what's best for your mental. You know, sometimes it's better to do that. Another red flag is feeling like you can't take off of work. So for anybody who works full time at a company, one of the benefits you get is paid time off or sick days, whichever. If you ever feel like you can't take off those PTOs because you have to be there to do the work because no one else does it, there's a problem. There's other people on your team that can learn the work you have, even if they're just a backup person while you're gone. You should be able to take your PTO without feeling like the world is going to crumble. Like I said before, if you don't do the request that the manager asked at 9 p.m., the building is not going to burn down. The company's bank account is not going to go to zero because you did not respond until the next morning. So take your PTOs as much as you can. Use all of your benefits. They are there for a reason. Don't ever feel like you have to take away your PTO from one day because you have a paper due the day after or something like that. Take your days off. And depending on your company's policy, some of them might not roll over into the next year. Sometimes some do. Maybe they roll over everything. It just depends. It's all based on your company and what they have set up as your benefits package. But take your time off if you can. Don't give a shit about who else is on call or who's on shift or who's in the office that day. Don't worry about it. Let your manager and your CIO division figure it out, because that is not your responsibility. Mental health advocate as well. Love to see others. Absolutely, and that's what we're trying to do with this channel. It's not just Smash Bros. And Fortnite. It is trying to educate people on knowing their self-worth and learning to love themselves and do the best they can in their lives. And that's what I want from this channel. If I could just do this my entire stream career, I would. But eventually I do want to go Twitch partner, and I do enjoy video games. So, as much as I love doing this as well and going over this stuff with you guys, I do like my video games. But let's go. I appreciate the host, man. I appreciate you coming through. And then you just, with that feeling of you cannot take off because you feel like, oh, you have to be there to do the work, that comes from the feeling of you're the only one that gets reached out to for the work. Where's all your other teammates? Why aren't they getting called for shit? Why can't they help you out? Why can't they cover for you while you're gone on your vacation for a week? You know? Those are questions that need to be answered so that way you can do what's best for you. Because when you feel like you can't take off or you can't do what you have to do to take care of your life, there's a problem. And it's not healthy at all, because then you start being more considerate about other people's time than your own. And then the people that you work with are the ones doing these week-long trips to Miami, Dubai, fucking Australia, I don't fucking know. While you're there trying to hope that they have a day slot available so you could take off one day to go to the doctor's appointment. No, think about yourself. Those are times where I say be selfish when it comes to your job's benefits. Job benefits are there for you. Be selfish with them. Who gives a shit? And there's a meme that goes around on Instagram that's like, oh, your time off got declined. Me on the plane while I'm headed to work, and it's like that girl on the plane smiling. That was literally what I would do. If for some reason my manager declined my time off, good luck, man, because I'm on the fucking plane to go out. I don't give a shit. That's my time I earned, whether you gained it periodically or you get the vacation days set from January 1st. I am using it. I don't care. If I gave you enough time, obviously, if I said today, oh, I'm going to Miami tomorrow to a manager, obviously that's a big, you're screwing up there. But if I gave you a month in advance and all of a sudden you're like, nah, I need you here, fuck out of here. I'm on my plane to Miami while you have fun finding somebody to come in, even though I'm apparently the only one that does work. And that goes to show you, they know, managers know who does the work and who doesn't. They just like that you do the work while everybody else just chills. If you start giving them reasons to give other people work, They're going to be like, oh, what the fuck? But you do it. Yeah, let them do it too. Don't just think everything's me. I have a life as well. My life doesn't revolve around you guys or the company. My life revolves around getting my paycheck, getting the fuck home, being able to provide for my family and loved ones. That's it. Obviously, there's friendships and relationships in there, of course. But the reason I come to work every day is for the paycheck, not because I enjoy my time with my coworkers, not because I enjoy my time with my manager. The reason everybody goes to work is for a paycheck, not because they enjoy the company of others. If they enjoyed the company of others, they can have time to go out drinking or hanging out, go to parties and stuff like that. You cannot tell me and sit here and say that you go to your office every day because you like your person that sits next to you. If somebody thought that, they're lying. Absolutely. And then feelings of burnout. I feel stressed all the time when I have projects to do, and it's because of the fact that it's just a lot to do. Like, you feel like one of the things I like to do when I am feeling stressed is, and I went over this in the last stream for mental health, write everything down. When I notice that when I have a list of tasks to do for the day, I feel way less stressed than having to remember everything in the back of my head of what to do. I may have the list already set up in my head, but when I have the list in front of me where I can cross it out, add more things, and remember them, it actually makes the day easier. The work will still be the same no matter what, but the overall organization of it just feels much better. And that's what I enjoy about writing things down. And I use my phone. For those who have an Android, or I think it's also on iOS too, there's an app called Google Keep. It's a Google application. It's just a note-taking application that's tied to your email address. So, like, let's say if I put a note on here with my personal Gmail address, I can go on the web browser and it'll still be there. And I can continue to type from the computer. So it's not like it's a single local note on the phone. So it's definitely excellent. It's Google related, so it's good. But that definitely helps out when it comes to burnout, because I feel like I can organize things much better. And then feelings of burnout also go into like getting too much work done, where you might be getting all the work done, but you check the clock and it's 2 a.m. in the morning. You don't want that. You want to be able to just have fun after work, you know? Work is supposed to be, you go in and then you go out and you go home. You're supposed to have time with your family. When you start working 24 hours a day, the only exception is the CEO, because the CEO owns the company. He or she needs to make sure the company's running, but at the same time, making sure the resources are allocated correctly so other people can enjoy their time with their families and loved ones. Because like, people are workhorses, but remember, they have lives as well. And that's what these higher ups need to understand. So if you ever feel burned out, that's your indicator to start looking somewhere else, or speaking to your manager and saying, hey, I feel like this is getting a little too much. Can you offload some of the work to somebody else? And 99% of the time, they will have to say, okay, we'll give someone else this work. And like I said before, managers know who works and who doesn't, who's doing more work than others. So they're going to have to allocate that work to somebody else, because if they see that their best working employee is getting burned out and is threatening to leave, not literally threatening, but like is basically conveying that, look, I can't do this no more, they will do it because they want to keep you. So always try to communicate that. And if the manager says too bad, then too bad, I'm out. That's all you pretty much say. Bye. Because like at that point, it won't even make sense to try and deal with them. It's just better to walk away and be like, fuck them, I'm out. Like, you deal with it now. You want to mess with me, then I'll mess with your whole division and just bounce. And then one of the other things I wanted to touch on very lightly is discrimination in the workplace. So discrimination in the workplace is a real thing. And it can be on any like protected class. It can be race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, etc. Don't ever put up with that shit. Someone says, oh, like, someone says, one of the things I see a lot on Facebook is the whole, like, the hair thing for people of color. There is no such thing as a professional hair look versus a non-professional hair look. Your hair does not fucking determine how well you can perform in your job function. Your attire does not determine your skill set in a job function. What determines your skills in a job is what you can do and what you can prove. Not what the fuck you're wearing, not what the fuck your hairstyle looks like, what kind of shoes you wear. So that's why startups don't even wear suits a lot. Some people do for like sales and stuff like that. They're meeting with clients. But like for a lot of tech startups, there is no dress code. There is no suit requirement because it doesn't even matter. And then like when it comes to discrimination, if you ever do feel discriminated against, please reach out to your HR department right away. Do not think that just because they're either your friend or they're like your teammate that there's going to be repercussions if you report them to HR. And there's like companies require trainings on this, like on sexual harassment discrimination. They require people to take the training. So if they're not informed of it, well, they are informed of it, but they don't give a fuck. It's basically on them when HR goes after them. It's basically like, yo, you said, like, you agreed to not do this, and there's a report of this. And if they prove that it's correct, they can get fired. Don't ever be scared of the repercussions. It's illegal to be retaliated against. It's very illegal to get retaliated against at the job. That's grounds for immediate termination. And if it gets even farther with sexual harassment or any kind of harassment of threatening or violence, that's legal problems. You could get arrested for that, and well, the person could get arrested for that. So never be scared. Don't ever feel like you can't report issues going on, depending on like your protected class. I'll just leave it at protected class because it can basically be anything. Let's go, Camp. I appreciate you with the freaking emotes. Freaking goat, man. But please, guys, we live in a very divided world right now, especially now with like the vaccine and shit like that. Don't ever let someone's stupid opinion ever bring you down. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but there are resources there, so that way these people or groups are taken care of. So that way you can have a good experience in your job. Because maybe you might have the best team in your job and the best manager, but there's that one person at the job that keeps harassing you or keeps bothering you. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. You want that out of your life. Because then that's what you're going to come home stressed about. That one person that's bothering you. That one person that's making fun of you or like saying jokes that are insensitive or like about like race or like a sickness or something like that. Those aren't things that are nice to play with, that are good to talk about. And for the person that's saying it, it might not hit home for them. But for the person that they're saying it to, it might. It's just not cool. It's not fun to bully. Like, the whole fact that bullying even exists, like, and I'm not talking about school, like, 5-year-old, give me your lunch money bully. I mean, like, literally harassment and, like, trying to bring people down. It's just not cool, man. If you do that shit, go fuck yourself. You're not cool for it. Don't ever think that you're better than somebody because of who you are, because you're different in terms of protected class from them. That's all it is. And I'll end the discrimination part on that. It was just like a short thing. We only have a few pinpoints left. It's been 2 hours already, so I'll try not to go crazy. But yeah, so the last part I kind of wanted to go over for this stream is seeing employees as a business decision and not as an employee that does a good job at their work. So, one of the things that has been talked about recently is the fact that why are employee salaries kept a secret from other employees? Like, why is my salary? Why do I not tell my salary to my coworker, and vice versa? It's kind of like a taboo in a way, where you don't say that because you're like, oh, why is he making more than me? And then you get jealous because they're making more than you, and then like it just creates tension in the room. But why? Why does it create tension in the room? You two are in the same boat. That is being led by the CEO of the ship. Instead of fighting each other for why you guys are making more than one another and trying to solve the problem of why you're making more than the other person, it's time to go up to the business head as to why. Why is that a thing? And do you know why? Why is it that we've come to this point where employees don't want to talk about their salaries with their coworkers? One, employees would ask more money from the company. It would cost the business more money as a whole if salary information was public. So to keep costs low in the recruitment process, they keep the salary secret. And it's not because like, oh, they're trying to keep it secret, like, oh, don't learn about it. It's a business tactic. It's become taboo for absolutely no reason other than to keep costs low of the company. It would benefit the people that are getting paid their wages rather than the company themselves, because the company would have to dish out more money. So that's why they don't talk about it. So just keep that in mind. 2, the turnover rates. The turnover rate of a job position determines how likable the job is, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But let's say you have an entry job as a salesman. If they see that their boy that's been there for 3 months is making $10 more, I'm out. I don't want to work here. If you're not going to pay me what he's paying, I'm leaving. And then guess what? The company has to find another body. The company only cares about bodies at this point, while also suppressing the amount of money they have to charge per hour or per year. So it's all a business with it. And then another thing is the referral bonuses. So if you ever see that a job posting, like I'm sure for anybody who's worked in an office or even like a retail job has seen those posters where your job is hiring, and that if you get like X amount of people hired, or if you refer somebody for a job position, you get like maybe $600 or $1,000. I even seen my old company from the night shift hire 10 people and you get $10,000. Do you know why they do that? They do that because of the turnaround rate. The turnover rate is too high for that job. That they want to just get as many bodies as they can possible while giving out the crumbs. Like I said before, they're giving out the crumbs. $600, $500. Because one, there's usually a clause to it where the person has to stay for a certain amount of time, and if they don't, then they are not obligated to give the money to the employee. So you basically gave them a person for free if the person leaves. Second, it's because they can't find people, so they're letting their own employees say, yo, we'll give you like a few bucks if you throw your people at us so we can slave them to death. That's pretty much what it is. They just want to create the head count. Recruiting departments thrive on bragging about how many employees work at their company and how happy they are. You ever heard of Greatest Place to Work? Do you know why those things happen? I mean, those organizations exist because companies want to show how happy their employees are just based on nothing but the head count. They think that, because 1,000 people are employed at this company, that this company is great. Everybody wants to work here. A lot of people work at Microsoft. You know how fucking miserable a lot of people are and how much they outsource? It's ridiculous. So don't ever think that the amount of people at a company means that everybody's happy. Don't ever go by Greatest Place to Work, because that's just a little ass survey that HR sends for the people to, and it's anonymous, but still. Employing employees in itself is a business, and that's basically what I'm trying to convey to you guys. So know your value and don't sell yourself short on price. So as I said it just now, and I'll say it again, employing employees in itself is a business. You're selling your services for money. So when somebody wants to employ you, oversell yourself. Do it as much as you can. If you're making $35,000 a year, tell them you want $50,000. It's probably way higher than what they'll expect, But if you know how to negotiate, and you're very confident in your skill sets that what you're doing is going to be worthwhile, they will do it. It's basically a deal. You ever bargain for a deal for like an item at like an auction or something, or like one of those yard sales, like you're debating on the price? You're basically debating on your price. Always overvalue yourself, because the worst that can happen is they say no, and then you can even break a deal on what you do. So oversell yourself as much as you can, because that's where you end up successful. Because it'll be the difference between getting paid very nicely for the same job or getting paid a little less for the same job. Obviously you want to get paid more. That's the whole point of work. You want to get paid as much as you can. So know your worth on that. And when somebody asks you how much you want in terms of salary, go above what you expect, because let's say my goal is to make $50,000 a year. When they ask me what I want, I'm going to tell them $60,000 or even $65,000, because if they try to negotiate with me, we can agree mutually on the $50,000. And guess what? I still made my goal. They make their freaking stupid goals, and we're winning, and we still have our money so we can go. And then as an added plus, maybe they don't debate, maybe they take it. And then guess what? You just gave yourself a $15,000 raise for doing absolutely nothing but negotiating with the person. You gave yourself free money just for saying, hey, I think I'm worth this much. This is my skill sets. It's either that, or I have another place that might be interested in looking to me. And they want to fill heads. Like I said before, companies only care about bodies. So if they're willing to get that extra head count, if it means they got to give you the extra money extra. So that's where that all kind of ties in together. And while I say all this, guys, yes, you get the $15,000 raise if like you're debating and negotiating your salary with a recruiter or employer. Please understand that money does not buy happiness. Money will never buy happiness in your life. Money buys relief from stress, but it does not solve your problems in life that you are going through. And when I mean it relieves your stress, it pays your bills. It covers costs. It lets you be able to eat during the day. It allows you to have a roof over your head. It allows you to support your children. Those are things you want in life, and they may make you happy. It's a temporary relief of happiness. However, once all of that's situated, once your kids are in good colleges, once you have your nice house, your nice car, all your bills are paid, you're not in financial debt anymore, then what? Are you still happy in your relationship with your significant other? Is your family still together, or are they torn apart? Are you still happy at your job? Those are things that money can never solve. Money can't solve mental health. Money can buy the resources to help with mental health, but it doesn't cure mental health as a whole. So please understand that. I've spent a lot of my life pretty much trying to hustle my way into getting as much money as I can from a lot of things. Upliftware. My Twitch account. I sell shit on Poshmark and Mercari that I have to make extra money. I don't need to do any of this. I have a full-time job that I'm pretty much set with for now. But I do it anyway because I want to provide for my family in the future and for my loved ones. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make me happier because I made $1,000 more long term. Because at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, whatever is worrying you, bothering you, giving you anxiety, making you feel depressed is still going to be in your head. Whether you have $1 million in your bank account or 0 or 1. So people try to say, money doesn't buy happiness. Give me the money. I'll go and have a blast. You can have a blast, but you're still going to be stressed out when life is still not happy for you, or you don't feel happy in life. Millionaires kill themselves all the time because they're not happy. And that's not a happy thing to say. People who win the lottery end up actually more depressed than when they were before they won the lottery. They were able to take care of their debts, but they just didn't feel happy. And more stress actually came with it because there was more money to handle. So don't ever equate happiness to how much money you have. Yes, there's people who have made great successes, who are millionaires, that have done very well for themselves and very happy. But you know who else was very successful with their lives and very wealthy? Robin Williams, Chester Bennington. Those people, amazing people. Robin Williams, amazing actor. Chester Bennington, Linkin Park, gone too soon because of mental health. It's sad that even those things happen, you know. Mac Miller, he went through freaking drug overdose, I believe. And he had that problem for years. He was successful in his music and made a lot of money. But the drug use, the codeine use, and then just like life, like I believe because Ariana Grande got married, like got engaged to Pete Davidson. I think that was like kind of the tip of the iceberg. But even before then, he was still dealing with shit. And success doesn't make you happy. The people around you and the quality of life you have is what makes you happy. So please take that away from this. Money does not buy happiness. It relieves the stress of debt and allows you to bring financial support to your life, but it does not and will never help you out mentally when it comes to the end of the day. So I pretty much have a little bit more, but I'm gonna pretty much end it here, guys, because I think we've had a very nice conversation about all this. So I will say this last sentence for you guys. Remember, guys, businesses not only do business with outside customers, clients, as you would say. There's business practices as well happening within your own workforce that you have no idea about, just to keep things in order. And to always make sure you use that to your advantage. Be the salesman that they're trying to be to you and play the system as much as you can. Obviously, you can't beat the big world out there as one individual person. However, you can take what they're doing to your advantage. And you can sell yourself at a higher pedestal than what they're trying to make you out to be. And with that being said, this is the conclusion of the second ever mental health stream of mental health in the workplace. This was an amazing one. I'm very happy that I did this. And I hope everybody that's in the chat or just lurking, watching, no problem, gets something useful out of this. I will be uploading this to YouTube in the next week. So for anybody who may have missed, this can watch it on YouTube. I'll put an announcement on it when it's live and ready to go for anybody who wants to watch it. It'll be the full unedited version. So basically everything you saw here today is what's going to be on. I'm not going to cut anything out or change anything. It's going to be pretty much like this. That being said, guys, take care. I will not be on tomorrow, so you will see me tomorrow. You will see me Monday afternoon. Absolutely, Kenshiro, 1000%. Again, my DMs are open if you ever need to speak, man. You can whisper me on Twitch, or I have my social medias down below. If you want to follow me there on Instagram or Twitter, you're free to follow me there if you want to get more information about it or just want to speak. That is fine with me. But absolutely, this is what I'm trying to do. Get people interacting, but also let people know that when they come here, they're not alone, and that most of what they're going through there's probably someone out there that's probably going through the same thing or something similar, and that we are all here to support one another. Check out my Upliftware if you can. Go ahead and type !uplift in the chat if you want to see more. If you want to check out my merchandise for Upliftware, 10% of all sales go towards mental health organizations in the U.S. With that being said, guys, we're gonna figure out who to raid right now. If anybody has a recommendation on who to raid, feel free to put it in the chat. If not, I will just pick somebody from my from my Twitch feed. Let's see. We got Black and Buff, Rhino Monster. Let's do. We could probably do Rhino Monster, or what else we got? Just picking out real quick. Let me put the music for now. Make it a little more upbeat as we finish off. Oh yeah, I gotta follow Queen Saida. Okay, you play a lot of the words on stream game. Kenshiro, do you stream as well? I actually would have followed, so appreciate you coming through, man. All right, yeah, I think I'm just gonna pick somebody on stream. Let's do Optical. I remember seeing him yesterday on the stream, so we're gonna pull him up. I don't even know if it's he or she. Ah, okay, yeah. Yo, this playlist is actually pretty good, man. I like it. Alright, seems like Opti has 5 people on his stream. Guys, make sure when you go over there, you refresh the page, so that way you get you give them the view. If you just go in, I don't think the viewership counts. So make sure you show them love. Opticall is the name that we're going to be rating. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I'll be on Monday afternoon. We'll be playing probably some Smash Bros. For you guys. And guys, I hope you guys really took into consideration everything I said. Even if it's just one thing, I hope you guys can take that into and put it into your everyday life when it comes to work. You know, by the middle of October, I'll probably have my next topic of mental health. That'll be at the end of the month. But until then, I'll be playing some games next week. So, guys, always remember, uplift yourself, make yourself and your well-being a priority in life. That way, you can be the best version of yourself possible. You can't expect people to make you happy if you're not happy with yourself. And even if that was the case, please just make sure you are happy with yourself no matter what. With that being said, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to be off after today and tomorrow, and I will be back on Monday. I will see you guys then. So let's start this raid up real quick. Make sure you show Opticall some love. We're going to finish it off here. All right. We're going to start this in 5, 4, 3, 2,